Can you imagine going from being a taxi driver to a Roman Catholic priest? That is the experience of Father Martin Bradbury. His story illustrates the distinction between a job and a call. For years, as he drove a cab in Hamilton, Ontario, he reflected that there had to be more to his life. Stirring deep within, he felt a pull, a call to the priesthood. After discerning that call, he went to the seminary, was ordained, and became a much-loved priest by all who know him. We need to pray earnestly for more priests like Father Martin, for vocations, for more laborers in the vineyard. The Latin word for vocation is vocare, which means to call. God is calling each and every one of us to a special mission, a vocation. And that mission is so special that if we don't do it, it won't get done. There are, of course, 4 traditional vocations. The first 2 that come to mind are the ministerial priesthood and professed religious life. A third vocation is marriage and family life, a vocation that is very much needed in the world today. Men and women who serve others in the world as single people represent a 4th vocation. Many of these are members of an institution such as the Madonna House Apostolate out of Combermere, Ontario, or members of L'Arche, founded by Jean Vanier. Another less common vocation is the Consecrated Lay State, in which some individuals feel called to make a more serious commitment as single lay people and take yearly or perpetual promises or vows. My own vocation story began in my family, where I realized that faith was more caught than taught. We packed into the car and drove 8 miles to Mass every Sunday on gravel roads. Every October and May, we would pray the Rosary kneeling around the kitchen table in French. What I recall most vividly is the peace that I felt in the car and in the house after those 2 prayerful events. That was, I believe, an experience of the presence of God. The missionary oblate priests and brothers that I knew at the parish and the college I attended left an impression on me. Once in a while, someone would suggest that I should be a priest. In grade 12, the oblate vocation director actually came to our farm to sign me up. Feeling not ready and very unsure of myself at that time, I said no and ran away from a vocation during my university years. However, one day a professor asked me if I had ever thought of becoming a priest. That shocked me into the awareness that God was still calling me. I continued to resist, however, and escaped into traveling with Up With People, an international singing group. And there I saw many youth coming and going, making commitments but not really keeping them. And I realized that I needed a lifetime commitment. And deep down, I knew it was not marriage. So I decided to go to the Oblate Novitiate. As soon as I arrived there, I felt that same peace that I felt as a child after family prayer. And I knew immediately that I was where God wanted me to be, and I continued to prepare for the priesthood. I was also fortunate, with the encouragement of then Father Adam Exner, OMI, to attend a 30-day directed silent retreat as preparation for ordination. During that retreat, I experienced some priceless touches and healings of the Holy Spirit that put to rest any questions I might have had about my vocation. What followed was a rich experience of ministry among the First Nations and Métis in the north, much addictions awareness work, lots of team ministry, facilitating retreats and workshops both as a priest and as a bishop. Some of that experience I was able to capture in the book Drumming from Within that I authored. A 2009 study of vocations by Georgetown University's Center for Applied Research on the Apostolate in the States found that vocations to religious congregations are attracted by the example of the members, particularly by their testimony of joy, a down-to-earth attitude, commitment, and zeal. Most initially felt drawn to religious life by the sense of a call and a desire for spiritual growth. I believe the same would apply to priesthood. I can attest to the truth of that statement, and also to the need to pray earnestly for vocations, for more laborers in the vineyard.